My name is Ty Pinkins. Today I am proud to announce that I'm running for the United States Senate in the 2026 midterm elections. For me, Mississippi is where it all started. No matter where I've gone or who I've met, nothing is more important than this place we call home. I was born and raised in Rolling Fork, where I learned about hard work, community, and faith, values that have guided me my entire life. My father drove tractors for 40 years to provide for our family. When I was 13, he took me to the fields, where I spent every summer of my teenage years chopping cotton. There were days when those fields nearly broke me down. However, over time, I realized how that experience actually built me up, taught me the value of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. Even though neither of my parents received a formal education, they taught me the value of a good education. As a proud product of Mississippi Public Schools, I became the first in my family to graduate high school and attend college. My entire adult life has been spent in public service. I enlisted in the U.S. Army in 1996 and proudly served our nation on active duty for 21 years, including 3 combat tours. Was awarded the Bronze Star during my first tour. I witnessed firsthand the courage of our troops and the sacrifices of military families. Later, as an Army officer, I served in the White House under both Republican and Democratic presidents, an experience that taught me one vital lesson. When Americans come together, we can accomplish absolutely anything. But no matter what crisis I've seen, nothing tested me more than watching my own family struggle with health care. Before I went off to the military, my father was one of the healthiest people I knew. He played center field on the community softball team, could run like the wind. After 3 combat tours, by the grace of God, I came home healthy, only to find that Dad was now a double amputee, in a wheelchair, nearly blind, and along with my mother suffering from kidney failure. Now they sometimes have to drive 3 hours round trip just to get basic health care services. The burden of medical bills weighed heavily on our family, just like it does for so many families across Mississippi. That's when I realized something had to change, because no one should have to decide between life-saving care or financial ruin. It was our community that got us through those dark days. Friends, neighbors, church members, even folks we didn't know came together to help, because that's what we do in Mississippi. We take care of our own. We don't turn our backs on each other. We reach out a helping hand in tough times. I've tried to live up to that spirit in my own work. I co-founded the Pyramid Project, a non-profit organization for mentoring youth from low-income communities. Then I went to law school and I earned my JD as well as my LLM in national security law. After graduating, I came right back home to Mississippi and started helping single mothers facing eviction in the middle of winter, representing and winning millions for Mississippi workers who had been cheated out of their hard-earned pay by big businesses. Because no one should be left behind in a state where we pride ourselves on looking out for one another. Today, our country seems to be going from crisis to crisis. Families are worried about rising costs, struggling to find good-paying jobs, wondering how they'll afford the rent, and questioning whether they'll ever be able to purchase their first home. But there are certain things that should be simple, like living a decent life in the states that contributed so much to America's story, having access to health care without fear of bankruptcy, and preserving our rights and our democracy so that each child can pursue their version of the American dream. That's why I'm running for the United States Senate. We need a new generation of leaders who will think differently, work harder, and never forget that public service is about helping people, not playing politics. As your next senator, I am committed to expanding economic opportunity. By attracting new businesses, supporting small businesses, and driving investment across Mississippi, we can create well-paying jobs and empower families to prosper. Making healthcare affordable and accessible. No family should have to choose between life-saving treatment and bankruptcy. I will prioritize cost-saving measures that reduce financial burdens on families and improve access, especially in our rural communities. Investing in education. We must strengthen public schools, community colleges, and vocational training programs so Mississippians are prepared for the jobs of today and tomorrow. To do this, we need a shift from politics driven by financial influence to a politics driven by you, the people. A shift from a politics inflamed with irresponsible rhetoric to a politics centered on common ground. And a shift from a politics entrenched in partisan division to a politics built on collaborative solutions for the greater good of all Americans. But I can't do it alone. I need your help. Go to typehinkins.com and sign up to volunteer. Send in a donation of $5, $10, $20, or whatever you can spare to help me become your next United States Senator from the great state of Mississippi. Thank you.